Hey, so you're looking for your next big investment, and I'm here trying to make this video to hopefully help you out. Once again, I'm Patrick from Ayalaland Premier, and yes, I do sell Ayalaland Premier properties, but full disclosure, this video is not in any way affiliated to them. This is a personal video in hopes of helping you out in your next big investment by sharing insights, and of course, they're all going to be based, or most of them are going to be based on facts and data, so no worries about that. Even though you can't argue with numbers, I do understand that you also can't argue with bad experiences. So the cat is out of the bag. Today we'll be talking about Ayalaland Premier, the developer. If you're not a fan, then I'm sorry, but like I said, based on numbers. So as an investor, you might still be interested and might still be worth your time. So Ayalaland Inc., think about Makati, think about BGC, think about Nuvali, think about all these big successful estates. They're actually developed by Ayalaland Inc. and Ayalaland Premiers under Ayalaland Inc. They cater to the high-end market. So one common denominator about the graph that you're seeing on your screen right now is that Ayalaland Premiers projects more often than not, or actually all the time for their residential towers or condominiums, they appreciate by 100% or more come turnover and a couple of years after that. Let's face it, Ayalaland Premier or Ayalaland in general is the master of manipulation in terms of price appreciation. So I'll stop you right there. Manipulation is not necessarily a bad thing in terms of like talking about, this whole video. Price manipulation is actually very good for you as an investor because they do it the right way. How do they do this exactly? Well, of course, they don't just focus on the project solely. They also develop the estates surrounding the project. Like I said, think BGC, think Makati, all of these successful estates. They make sure that your money will grow exponentially by not just focusing the development on the solo project, but also all the other things surrounding it. So there will be malls and different establishments, which makes life convenient as an end user and which makes, your life great as an investor as well. Aside from this, the most basic thing that they do is they do company imposed price increases of around 1.5% to 2.5% every quarter depending on the performance of the project. So this is sort of your guarantee that by turnover, your money will not be stagnant. It will have increased already by how many percent? Just calculate it, or from this point on to that point on without the natural appreciation. Every quarter, there should be a 1.5% to 2.5% increase, more or less. And that's not counting in the natural appreciation aside. All right, remember when I mentioned a while ago that it's the perfect time now to invest during this pandemic? It's actually because the problem before is that you've had, you get all these big rewards by investing in the Ayalaland Premier, but you've had to have the capital back then. Meaning you've had to pay 80 to 90% of the total contract price, most especially in condominiums back then before turnover. So kailangan nag-cash out ka na malaki. And during this pandemic, Ayalaland Premier is actually giving their clients a chance to recover. So whether or not you're affected by this pandemic financially, now is a good time because you can take advantage. You can take advantage of what Ayalaland Premier is doing. And what are they doing? They're actually only requiring you to pay around 16 to 30% of the total contract price of the property before turnover. So if you're planning to flip your unit, you can actually do that and avoid the lump sum. So you earn a lot by taking advantage of the appreciation of the project before turnover. So let's say the project has a turnover 2025, you want to sell it by 2024 when the appreciation has already kicked in a little close to 100%, 70%, something like that. Basta malaki na kinita mo and you want to avoid the big lump sum, which is around 76% of the property value, then you can do that. You can easily flip it with the help of your property specialist. Of course, that I could be your property specialist, but it's up to you. I'm just sharing information. So anyways, that's why it's the perfect time to do it now, especially for condominiums and for residential projects. It's always the best time to invest in land because who doesn't want to invest in land? Actually, pinapakiwa yung lupa namin ngayon sa Ayalaland Premier during this pandemic because people are land banking. We also offer that, so if you're interested, then I can help you out with that. Alright, so I guess that covers most of the things I wanted to talk about in terms of why Ayalaland Premier is probably your best bet during this pandemic in terms of real estate investment. So if you're curious about their projects, like I said, I do sell AyalaLand Premier properties. Although this video was meant to help you guys out in terms of like giving you options. If you are interested in the AyalaLand Premier properties, feel free to reach out and I'd be more than happy to present your options to you, or just if you have any questions in general, reach out to me and I'll be there to reply, I guess. So, ingat and see you in the next one.